So you've been thinking about making the move to Springfield, Missouri, or possibly Joplin, Missouri. Well, in today's video, we're going to be going over and comparing Springfield to Joplin, or Joplin to Springfield, and show you guys what these cities are like and how they compare to each other. So maybe you're looking to move to that Southwest Missouri area and you're just not sure which place fits you best. Well, that's what this video is all about, and we're going to go over, show you kind of the pros and cons of each of these areas. So if that is you and you would like to see what these cities or how these cities compare, then be sure to stay tuned because we're getting after it right now. Hey, welcome back. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything you would ever need to know about living in the Ozarks, more specifically Northwest Arkansas and Southwest Missouri, then be sure to go ahead and subscribe down below, as well as hitting that bell. That way you will be notified of all of our future content and never miss out on one of our videos. Now, my name's Chris, and me and my team gets calls, texts, emails every day from people just like you who are looking to make the move here. So whether you're looking to move tomorrow, next month, or next year, feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Me and my team would love to help you make the move here as easy as possible. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video where we are going to be comparing Springfield, Missouri to Joplin, Missouri. Joplin, Missouri to Springfield, Missouri. We're going to be comparing these two amazing cities and showing you exactly what they have to offer. Now, hopefully this will give you some more information that maybe you didn't have beforehand. We pulled all of this information off of a website called niche.com, and there will be a link down in the description below. That way you can go in and, kind of do more of a deep dive into some of these statistics and all this data. Right now, we're going to go ahead and jump onto the computer and show you exactly how these two compare. All right, so here we are. We got Springfield versus Joplin. So we're going to go ahead and just roll through this slideshow here and just show you the differences in these two areas. So this will kind of show you what we are going to be looking at in this comparison. First off, we got cost of living, then we got jobs and economy, schools, things to do, crime and safety, diversity, and commute time. So of course, there's a number of other factors that go into if a place is right for you. These are just the 7 things that we picked out to do this comparison. All right, so up first, we're looking at the cost of living here. So just for clarification here, the national average is going to equal 100. So any of these numbers, so if they are under 100, then they're going to be lower than the national average. If they are over 100, then obviously they are higher than the national average. So up first, we got Springfield with an overall number of 81.8. So right there, it is almost 20% lower than the national average overall. But when it comes to food and groceries, you're coming at 94.5. At utilities, it comes in at 96.5. Health is just over the national average at 100.5. Transportation at 83. Housing at 58.8. So you're definitely getting a huge discount on housing here in Springfield. And as you can see here, the median home price for 2023 has been setting just at $229,000. And then miscellaneous, it has there at 90.7. And now looking at Joplin here, they actually have an AM overall of 74.6. And then food and groceries at 94.7. So just a tick above Springfield there. Now utilities are definitely coming in higher there at 103.2, health at 104.6, transportation at 73.4, housing at 44. So you get a lot of house for your money here in Joplin. That is a huge pro to this area and why a lot of people make that move here, because of the affordable housing. The median home price for 2023 so far has been $180,000, with miscellaneous coming in at 69.4. So yes, Springfield was lower on a few things, but overall Joplin is definitely a lower cost of living compared to Springfield. So with that being said, we are giving that first tick to Joplin, Missouri. All right, so moving on from there, we're going to talk about jobs and economy. So the main industries in Southwest Missouri, which is where these two, metros are basically located, is going to be the distribution and logistics. So places like, just transportation, trucking, all of that stuff, shipping, and then you have manufacturing. Definitely a huge industry in both of these areas, and then as well as healthcare. That doesn't mean that there's not other career opportunities here or other jobs, but these are just some of the main industries that we see here. So as you can see over here on the right is going to be some of the main companies here. So you have Tamco, which is headquartered in Joplin, Missouri. So that is a shingles, like a roofing shingles Manufacturer, you have O'Reilly's Auto Parts, which is actually a Fortune 500 company, which is located in Springfield. You have Freeman Health Systems, which is going to be in Joplin. That's the biggest hospital system here in Joplin. And then you have Cox Health, which is the biggest hospital system in Springfield. And then up in that top right-hand corner, we have Buc-ee's. So we don't actually have a Buc-ee's here yet, but they have broken ground, and it's supposed to be done sometime this year. That is in Springfield. If you've ever been in Florida or Texas or some of those other southern states, that's where it all started. Just something that we thought was a really cool thing that's coming to this area, and definitely wanted to throw them in there because that just shows how the economy in this area is definitely growing. So some other key factors here, we're just going to kind of highlight some of the main factors from Springfield to Joplin. So future job growth over the next 10 years is predicted to be 28.7% in Springfield, which is lower than the U.S. average of 33.5%. Still seeing a lot of great things when it comes to job growth here. It is just a little bit lower in the projections. Springfield has a unemployment rate of 3.2% and a poverty rate of 21.7%. The median household income, now this isn't for an individual income, this is for a household, so keep that in mind too, is going to be $39,991 in Springfield compared to the national median household income of just over $69,000 nationally. That poverty rate definitely plays a factor into bringing that number down, and you'll definitely see that here broken down in these income brackets. So you got 30% of people make less than $25,000, so that's definitely where that poverty rate comes from, and definitely brings that median household income from Springfield down. And then you have 26% that make between $24,000 and $44,000. So right there you have over half of Springfield. That's what brings that poverty rate down, because you have 56% of Springfield making under $44,000. And now moving on, you have 22% of people make $45,000 to $74,000, 17% make $74,000 to $149,000, and then 5% make $150,000 plus. All right, so jumping over to Joplin, you have future job growth over the next 10 years is predicted to be 24.8%, so even lower than Springfield, but which is lower than the national average as well at 33.5%. Joplin has an unemployment rate of 2.5%, and it actually says that Joplin has a poverty rate the same as Springfield at 21.7%. The median household income is a little bit higher in Joplin at $46,849, but still compared to the national average of $69,000, it is still lower. Now, how the income brackets break down in Joplin is 27% make less than $25,000, 22% make $25,000 to $44,000, 26% make $45,000 to $74,000, 19% make $75,000 to $149,000, and 6% make $150,000 plus. So this is definitely, it kind of looks like on paper here just a wash between the two cities, but just off of my own experience in this area, Springfield definitely has a better economy and a better job market. They're definitely a bigger city too. They have something like 170 plus thousand people in Springfield alone, compared to Joplin, which is just over 50,000. So the more people, obviously, the better economy, and that's also why that median income is lower, because there's just more people there. So this one, we're going to have to give it to Springfield. So we're tied at 1-1 here, and we're going to move over to schools. So the Springfield Public School District is actually the biggest public school district in the entire state of Missouri. So looking at the average for the high schools in Springfield, they have an average SAT score of 1270 and an average ACT score of 26. And then comparing that to Joplin High School, they have an average SAT score of 1230 and an average ACT score of 24. Now, we're talking high school here, but whenever it comes to your other grades throughout school, Springfield does rank higher in basically every single one. Doesn't mean that Joplin doesn't have good schools, they're just not as good as Springfield. If you are looking for a private school or a homeschooling group or different programs for that, both areas have a lot to offer when it comes to that, so keep that in mind. But looking over here at the public schools, we will take a look at Springfield first. So Springfield's public school district has 23,731 students. They have a student to teacher ratio of 16:1. And now niche.com gives the Springfield School District an overall grade of a B. The academics are B, the teachers C, clubs and activities A-, sports A-, resources and facilities B-, diversity A-, college prep B+, Administration B minus, and food B minus. Now, some of the notable schools there in Springfield when it comes to elementary is going to be the David Harrison Elementary School, which has a B plus rating. Then you have the Gray Elementary School with a B plus as well. Then when it comes to middle schools, you have Wilson's Creek Intermediate School with an A minus, Cherokee Middle School B plus, and then for high schools you have Central High School, which is the highest ranked high school there in Springfield, with a A minus, and then you have Kickapoo High School, which has a B. And now, fun fact, in case you didn't know, Kickapoo High School is actually where Brad Pitt went to high school at. So Brad Pitt did go to school here. He grew up here. He was born in Oklahoma, I believe, but shortly thereafter, him and his family moved to Springfield, and he grew up here and went to Kickapoo High School. And I believe that his mother and father are still in Springfield. So that's kind of a fun thing that not everyone knows. But now looking at Joplin, you have the Joplin School District with 7,630 students with a student-to-teacher ratio of 14:1. The overall niche grade is going to be a B minus with academics C plus, so definitely not the best there. Teachers are going to be B, clubs and activities A, sports are going to be B plus, resources and facilities A minus, diversity A minus, college prep B minus, administration B plus, and food an A minus. So some notable schools here in Joplin. For elementary, you have Stapleton Elementary School with a B, Kelsey Norman Elementary School with a B, and then for the middle schools, you have South Middle School with a B, and East Middle School with a B minus, and then you have the Joplin High School with a B minus. And all of these grades, these are not our grades in any way, just like we said at the beginning of this video. These are all coming from niche.com. All right, so going off of that, we definitely have to give another mark to Springfield here when it comes to schools. So we'll see if Springfield's going to pull ahead here or if Joplin can make a comeback. So next up is going to be things to do. Now, I don't have a slideshow to show you this. I just wanted to kind of go over and tell you some of the main factors or the main things that you can do in both of these different areas. All right, so let's start off with Joplin and go over what are the things that you can do there. So they have a lot of community events there. They have Third Thursdays down, on the downtown Main Street area, which is basically a big festival thing every third Thursday of the month in the warmer months. There's a lot of different festivals. Now they also have the Maple Leaf Parade, which is actually in Carthage, which is about a 15-minute drive, but definitely something that I recommend people go and check out. If you are someone that likes to be outdoors, there's a lot of good hunting around there. You don't have so much good fishing whenever it comes to any big lakes, but there's a lot of different rivers there, stuff like that. But you got a lot of walking trails. You got your basic amenities there when it comes to movie theaters and stuff to go out and do. Good restaurants, all of that stuff. But it doesn't have a lot whenever it comes to say nightlife. Now they do have some small strips there for that downtown. They have a few breweries there, but that's gonna you're not gonna find a ton of stuff to do inside the city of Joplin. But Joplin's more of one of those areas that it's very well centrally located between Springfield and Northwest Arkansas, to where within an hour to hour and a half drive, you are going to be able to be in those bigger cities and take advantage of what they have to offer. The big pro of Joplin, though, is it does have that lower cost of living. So if you're someone that really enjoys that slower paced lifestyle and wants to take advantage of that lower cost of living, then a lot of people, Joplin's really good for that, because you're still close enough to go and take advantage of all of these bigger cities, but still just kind of be laid back there in Joplin. So then let's jump over here to Springfield. There's a ton of stuff to do in Springfield for sure. So whether you are a sports fan, whether you are an art lover, whether you are an outdoor enthusiast, whatever it may be, there's something there for you. So the St. Louis Cardinals minor league team is actually located in Springfield, and they have an absolutely gorgeous stadium there in Springfield, and they're called the Springfield Cardinals. They play at Hammons Field. Awesome stadium, cannot recommend going there enough. It's a great time. And there's also tons of other things in Springfield when it comes to sports. I believe they have an amateur rugby team. I know that they have a pro tennis team there. So they have a ton of stuff whenever it comes to sports. If you are someone that wants more of a nightlife scene, Springfield definitely has a lot to offer there. In that downtown area, you're going to find a number of different one-off shops, bars, clubs, all of that stuff. So definitely a good time there if that's what you are looking for. You're also going to have MSU there, which is Missouri State University. So if you're looking for more of that college feel, those college bars and all that, that's going to be there for you. If you are looking for, just a really nice downtown area, it does have a higher crime rate there, but that's something that they're cleaning up and are trying to make better. So that's definitely going to be turning around here soon, hopefully. If you like to go and fish, if you like to go on walking trails, they have a lot of community events there and festivals and parades. They also have Bass Pro there, which is where Bass Pro is headquartered. What are we doing? Why didn't we throw Bass Pro in for one of the companies? So now they also have the Johnny Morris Wonders of Wildlife, aquarium and museum that's connected to Bass Pro there. So that is an awesome place to take the kids. You're also like a 30 to 45 minute drive to Branson. I know it's not technically in Springfield, but it's something that everyone does that is from Springfield. So Branson, Missouri is going to have the big theme parks such as Silver Dollar City and the big water parks and White Waters. They have the Branson Landing, kind of like this Riverwalk strip there. Awesome time. Definitely when it comes to things to do, Springfield has a ton to offer. So that all being said, we're definitely going to have to give this one to Springfield. So Springfield's definitely piling it on at the moment. They're 3-1 here in our comparison. So moving on, this is where is the not so fun part of the video. This is the crime and safety, the different crime rates here. So if you didn't know, crime rate in Springfield and in Joplin, it's not good. So now I've grown up in this area my entire life, and I was shocked whenever I seen the different crime rates here. It's something that I can only talk off my own personal experience. I've never really felt unsafe here in any way whatsoever, but it is something that, we don't try to sugarcoat or hide things. We want you to know all of this information whenever you are thinking about making that move here. I do want to preference this with saying that you have to check out crime maps and everything about these different areas, because most of this is going to be in the inner city of both of these cities, and it's not anywhere that you're going to be living. And now also a lot of the suburbs around Springfield and Joplin are some of the safest in the entire state of Missouri. So that's something to keep in mind too. But we definitely want to be open and honest about these crime rates. Okay, and now just for some clarification here, all of these numbers and statistics are calculated annually per 100,000 residents. And now what that means is, to take Joplin for instance, they only have 52,000 residents. So these numbers aren't the actual numbers that happened in Joplin. They just took the numbers and obviously doubled them. Still, it's still not good, to be honest. But Springfield has 172,000. So in Springfield's case, it was actually more that happened last year. So anyways, hopefully that made sense, but I don't know. All right, so as you can see on our little graph here, the white is going to be national, yellow is Springfield. It's that big one right there in the middle. Man, that's bad. And gray is going to be Joplin. So whenever it comes to the violent crime statistics, assaults nationally comes in at 282.7. Springfield comes in at 1,238.5. Now, I mean, obviously that is not good. Springfield does have a crime problem, but like I was saying, you got to look at where it's happening at. It's in the inner cities and on that north side. It's not anywhere where you're more than likely going to want to live anyways, but it is something that you need to be aware of though. And then Joplin comes in at 335.5, so obviously that's even more than the national too. Now before I forget, I do want to say we made a video all about the Joplin crime statistics and crime and safety and all of that. It's like a 30-minute plus video. It details everything. We pull up the crime map, show you where it's all located and everything. So we'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Check that out if you're thinking about Joplin. It'll give you a lot more information on the crime there in Joplin. Now we haven't made one for Springfield, but we are getting ready to, so be sure to subscribe, that way you won't miss that one. But let's move over here to murder. So nationally, per 100,000 residents, it comes in at 6.1. Springfield's at 11.2. Joplin's at 11.8. So not good. This is one that obviously is disgusting. It's despicable, but that is rape. And national, it's 40.7. Springfield's 118.4. Joplin's 92.2. So obviously not good. Robbery, nationally, you got 135.5. Springfield just over 200. Joplin 92.2. All right, let's get past that. All right, this next one is going to be property crime, which obviously is non-violent. Still not good, but better than that last one. So for burglary, we got national at 500.1, Springfield at 913.1, Joplin at 1,061. So Joplin definitely not doing themselves any favors with that one there. So theft, it's even worse. Nationally, it's 2,042. Springfield is 4,710. Joplin is 5,046. So now 5,000 plus thefts didn't happen in Joplin last year. They doubled these numbers because Joplin's only 50,000 people, like we were saying. But still, that's what they're projecting that it would be if we were 100,000. So not good. Just wanted to clarify that. And then motor vehicle theft, you have nationally 284, Springfield 772, and Joplin 724. So I'm not going to spend any more time on this. You know, neither of them should get a check mark for that point. But it is something that if you're moving to this area, just reach out to us. Let's have a conversation about what the crime really is like here, because to me this paints a horrible picture. And yes, it is like, you know, that's not good. We're not making an excuse or trying to put a band-aid on it, but you know, just going off of my own personal experience, there's not really any place around here that I'm afraid to walk at night or anything like that. You know, so there's still a lot of very, very safe options, and you just got to make sure, just like moving anywhere, there's good and there's bad. So that's why we're here. You know, reach out to us, and we can place you in those right and safe areas. All right, we have to pick someone here though, and we're going to go with Joplin. Just with Springfield, there was a few things there that whenever you added it all up, Joplin barely came out ahead. So anyways, all right, so next up we have diversity. So now this is something that a lot of people call us and ask us about when it comes to the diversity in Springfield as well as in Joplin. So we just want to kind of show you kind of the racial breakdown, the ages and the gender and all that. So in Springfield, the racial breakdown is 85% white, 4% Hispanic, 4% of two or more races, 4% African American, and 2% Asian. When it comes to the ages, you have 10% under 10 years old, 7% 10 to 17, 19% 18 to 24, 15% 25 to 34, 11% 35 to 44, 10% 45 to 54, 11% 55 to 64, and then 16% 65 plus. And then gender is going to be 48% male, 52% female. So compared to Joplin, when it comes to the racial breakdown, we have 82% white, 7% Hispanic, 5% two or more races, 3% African American, 2% Asian, and 1% American Indian or Alaska Native. When it comes to ages, we have 13% that are under 10 years. You have 9% 10 to 17, 11% 18 to 24, 15% 25 to 34, 12% 35 to 44, 10% 45 to 54, 12% 55 to 64, and 18% 65 years or older. And gender is 50% male, 50% female. Looking at this, when it comes to how they compare, they're both pretty close to the same when it comes to diversity, but Joplin, going off of these numbers, is just a tad more diverse. So we're going to give that one to Joplin, which really surprised me. I thought Springfield would get that for sure. But last but not least, we're going to go and look at commute time. So commute time is just going to be the average commute that the people who live here, their average commute time to work. So the U.S. national average commute time is going to be 26.4 minutes, and now Springfield has 17.7 minutes, and according to niche.com, how people get to work in Springfield is 79.5% drive their own car, 10.2% carpool with others, 3.6% work from home, and just over 1% take mass transit. Now looking at Joplin, the average commute time there is 16.3 minutes. And how do people get to work in Joplin? 84% drive their own car, 9% carpool with others, 3.3% work from home, and hardly anyone takes mass transit because there really isn't any in either of these cities, to be honest. And now that definitely brings up a point that I want to make. You know, if you're someone that's moving from a bigger city or something like that, and you rely on mass transit, you're not going to find it here. Yes, there's, you know, like city buses and Ubers and Lyfts and all that stuff, but it's not really, in my opinion, a practical way of getting around either of these cities. And now also, this is the Ozarks, so there's tons of stuff to do within a short drive. So if you are someone who is moving here from a bigger city or something like that, definitely need to be aware that we don't really have much in the way of public transportation here, and you are going to want to have your own vehicle. All right, so looking at those numbers, What do you know? Joplin got it with the commute time. And now, obviously, this is just a fun comparison that we are doing here. There's tons and tons of other things that go into what, you know, what makes one city better for you compared to the other. This was just the 7 things that we picked out to compare them. You know, this doesn't in any way mean that Joplin's better than Springfield or that Springfield's better than Joplin. This was just a fun comparison that we wanted to do to be able to kind of show you some of the different things and how these two cities compared. So now maybe you are someone who the most important thing is, you know, taking advantage of that lower cost of living, then, you know, and you also want to have kind of a slower lifestyle, more of a smaller town feel, then I think Joplin is perfect. But now if you are someone who wants a bigger city, a more urban lifestyle feel, a more walkable area, then maybe Springfield's best for you there, you know. And once again, with that crime rate, you know, just reach out to us, because we can point you in the right directions and keep you out of those not so good areas. So whichever way that you decide, if you are looking to make that move here, be sure to reach out to us. Like we always say, whether you are looking to move tomorrow, next month, or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We would love to help you make that move here as easy as possible. And of course, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe down below. That way you don't miss out on any of our future videos. But now hopefully this video brought you guys some value, hopefully gave you some new information that maybe you didn't have beforehand, and hopefully, you know, it just helps you compare these two cities. But that's going to be all that we have for this video. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch it. Hopefully we will see you on the next one, but until then, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you on the next one.